Good morning, my beautiful friends. With you this morning from beautiful Mama Maui. And I've been waiting to do this live. I tried to do this live the other day, and my guides were like, no, not yet. Because um, they were waiting for some shit to happen so that I could have the message to give today. So that happened yesterday. And here I am. But, oh, let me just tell you, this land is so powerful and beautiful. And I know, all encompassing. Like I just feel so like held and uplifted by the land, right? And when you have that kind of support, when you are around, also amazing women, as I'm here in a retreat, there's always going to be things that kind of come up for you to explore, for you to look at. And that's why I think retreats and self-care and all of these things that we do are so important, because we're constantly looking at ourselves and evolving and growing and looking at different layers and going deeper and deeper and understanding ourselves deeper and deeper. And but it takes work. It's not just something that's going to happen in your day-to-day life, right? Because I feel like in day-to-day life, we're kind of in this mundane, doing it over and over and over. So we either need to have like a meditation practice that is going to do the pause, hi Azzy, or we need to do things like attend retreats. And I think retreats are so powerful because you're literally letting the outside world go for a moment, and you are focusing on you, right? You're not focusing on who's gonna make dinner and what time do I have to pick up the kids. Like, you have the time to like really look at your shit, and that can be really hard and intimidating for people. It's not something easy, but once you do it, it's so rewarding, and it literally, hi Mo, it literally transforms and shifts your life. So in this retreat, what's come up for me has been self-discipline, uh, a lot. So um, first, I mean, that's been coming up all year, but like I really felt it here this week, where it's constantly just coming. The first couple of nights, sorry, there's lots of lots of buggies here. So the first couple of nights, even though we have oh my gosh, we have the best chef here, but we have amazing food, and it's all plant-based, beautifully made, high vibrational. I overate and got a really bad stomach ache, and it was like, you knew you didn't need that like third vegan taco. And then the other day, yesterday actually, it was, I haven't been shielding. I have not been shielding at all, which is a big no-no, right? So they were just showing me all of the things that I need to do, like moving my body, drinking water, taking care of like this physical. So that's the biggest thing. I haven't been taking care of this physical vessel, and that's really where my discipline is, most of it. Like, my meditation's a non-negotiable, and they're just telling me like these other things need to also be a non-negotiable for you. And so I haven't been shielding, and what happened was anyways, don't have to get into the details, but there was a sword that was sent. And so that's what I really want to talk about, like swords. Some of us already know what swords are, swords and cords, right? When we have this energetic attachment to someone, or we've been around them, or we've connected, and sometimes those cords aren't healthy ones and we have to cut them. Hi Lisa. So a sword is when you verbalize something about someone, right? So whether it's gossip, whether it's just making a bad comment about someone, judging someone. When you let those thoughts, those words come out of the mouth, it is a sword. You are throwing a sword. We all do this, right? I've done this. I did this for many, many years, and especially in the corporate world, because I feel like sometimes when we don't have the tools, and I had no tools in that time of my life, that is such an easy way to bond with people, right? That is such an easy way to connect with someone by talking bad about someone else. It happens all of the time, right? And it's like, well, you don't like her, and that's a way that, and I don't like her, so that's a way that we can connect and we can become stronger. But when we do that, when we verbalize those words, it's a sword that we are throwing. So while I was out here, someone threw a sword. It doesn't matter. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, it doesn't matter who it is, right? Because all that stuff comes back. But because I wasn't shielding, it like really cut my ethereal body, which, and then created this whole turn of events, right? That got pretty intense and pretty dark. And there's so much lessons there for me, right? The lesson was you need to shield. And when I'm shielding, I know like those swords just kind of bounce off. But um, the main message that they wanted me to bring forth for you guys is really thinking about, when am I unintentionally, because I think it's a whole other level when you're doing it consciously. I feel a lot of the time we are shooting and sending those swords unconsciously, right? It's kind of part of our programming. But really thinking about, when is the last time yeah, there's lots of roosters here, Ozzy. We're in the beautiful part of the island and in this beautiful retreat center. But so when is the last time that you consciously threw a sword? And like how powerful that was. So the person that threw the sword, I mean, it could have been something like, like what are some things we say? Sorry, it's been a while. Oh, who does she think she is? Right? We'll go with that. Who does she think she is? So throwing that sword, it's just a couple of words. 6 words, right? Not a big deal. But if that person knew that by throwing that sword and what it did to me, how it created this really fucking intense situation, not in this physical world, but in that other world, in that quantum world that I live in, and basically I'm there half of the time, they probably wouldn't have done it. Like, they probably wouldn't have said it. And that's like the biggest message that they were sharing with me. It's like, we don't know how these words, how these actions that we take towards people will affect them, right? We just do it in the moment. We don't think it's a big deal. It's just a couple of words. But when that is received at their end, we don't know what type of chaos and what type of chain of events you may have reacted. The same thing. So they want me to also point out the same thing when we're doing kindness, right? So when we are being kind to someone, when we smile, when we say kind words, so it's always like those sides, right? You get to decide what side, how you speak, how you use this throat chakra, how you use those words. You can also use it comes from the same vessel, from the same chakra. You can also use it. It's so powerful to uplift people. And you have no idea how those words may also trigger those chain of events of positivity and of love and of what they're saying is like confidence. What if we used our throat to be able to help others and to uplift them? Maybe there's doubt in their brain and their abilities. Maybe there's so much pain going on, especially right now. We feel the collective. What if we use those words to be able to help them and to show them love, right? I just keep seeing. Okay, so what they're showing me is the example that they're using. Thank you. Okay, so we always get really caught up in our heads, right, with like homelessness, and this is the example they gave me. Um, this one is a little hard because my brother is homeless right now. Right, so before, even I, back in the day, would hesitate to give money because you start to think, like, what are they going to use this for? Are they going to use this for more alcohol? Are they going to use this for more drugs? And you really start to judge that individual without even knowing what's going on, right? And there's that judgment piece again. So um, we don't know. We don't know what they're using it for. We really don't, right? But it's about the intention. And so now when I do see homeless people, I give them money, and we know we've talked about this before. I just always hope that the kindness that I show to them, someone will show that same kindness to my brother. And but I always give it with a blessing, right? I always give it with love and with an open heart. And we don't know, to me it's like a couple of dollars or $5, right? Not a big deal. We don't know what those $5 are going to do for that individual. So it's really about, we are these powerful, powerful, powerful beings that are making this impact on earth. And even though we may feel small, or at times we may feel like our actions don't really matter, they really do, right? From the words that we speak to the way that we act around others to the way that we treat ourselves, everything has an impact on those around us because we are a collective, we are one. So the thing that they wanted me to bring up for you guys is really to take time, maybe today, as you are going throughout your day, and really being mindful of the words that are coming out of your mouth. Really be mindful and present as you are saying things to people, as you are speaking back. Especially what they're mentioning right now is with children, right? We are so reactive with kids. We are so ready to, and I'm guilty of this as well. Before I really worked on myself, I was very quick to snap on my children, to yell, because that's how I grew up. And I would, my mom, she had 5 children, and she had really no emotional awareness of this reaction and how yelling and screaming would affect us, right? We're just in the moment. We're unconsciously reacting to the surroundings, and we are just acting out. We're using that throat. I always say, like, this throat is a tool, and it's a knife. We can use it as a tool to support, or we can use it as a weapon to cut down. And so we're human. We're gonna use it as a weapon at times, but the more time that we are conscious and present and aware, the more we start to see that and see when that sword is coming out, and we can pause, right? We can pause, and we can go deeper, and we can ask, like, where is this coming from? Because it's never about the other person. And you always hear me preach this all of the time when I talk about everybody's a reflection of you. So it's never about that person. It's not who does she think she is, really. It's about, why do I feel that way? And when you start to dig deeper and don't sit at that subconscious level and start to kind of track and go deeper and deeper and understand, well, why does she make me feel this way? Why do I feel like she is too much? Why do I feel uncomfortable? And then it might be, well, I'm uncomfortable on how loud she is. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, keep tracking, keep feeling that, keep being present with your emotions and your feelings. Okay, she makes you feel uncomfortable because she's very loud, she's very powerful. Okay, why does her power make you feel uncomfortable? And then you keep tracking, you keep asking yourself those questions. Why does her power make me feel uncomfortable? Okay, because I feel like I don't have that, right? And then you start to ask, keep going, and it's this process. You just keep going. Why do I feel like I have no power? Well, because people don't listen to me. Okay? People don't listen to me. Keep tracking, keep feeling. Why don't people listen to me? Am I really using my voice? No. Okay, so her reflection of she is too much, when you bring that back and you go through those different layers, and then it ends up being, and this is just an example they're showing me, I'm not using my voice. I'm not using my power. And she's reflecting hers. Is she showing me the lack within me? And that's why, there's a little bee, and that's why I feel uncomfortable. Now that process may not be, it may not be that fast, right? It may take a little bit longer than that. But when you start to take the moment to pause, to not throw the sword, to see it, to bring it back to you, then that's when the growth starts to happen. That's when you start to really look at yourself, and you start to grow, right? So yes, be mindful of your words. Let me know. And we've also have been we've been the attacker, but we've all have also been the victim. We know how much it hurts, right? We know how much it hurts when someone speaks ill of us, when someone lies about us. Like, that hurts. That hurts deeply, especially when it's people that you trust and that you love. And sometimes, I mean, those are the people that unconsciously throw those swords. So we've all felt it. We've all been on both sides. And when you start to pause and you start to notice, sorry, I'm trying to ask. I'm trying to ask if we can pull those swords back. Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay, they said yes. Okay, so they said pulling those swords back. What I'm seeing is going to that person and having that honest and candid conversation, which that's hard, right? To go to someone and say, hey, I was in this group of individuals and I said that you were too much. Like that. Wow. That's really beautiful to think that you can take that sword back, that you can take it back and then transmute it. And depending on who the person is, that's such a beautiful opportunity for growth. Just thinking for myself, if someone came to me and said that, I mean, I would be so welcoming of that conversation, of discussing, let's talk about this further, right? Not everyone, not everyone may be ready for that, but that's what they're saying. If you wanted to retract that sword, that would be the way to do it. So enough about these cords and swords today. I just wanted to also share with you guys the energy and the beautiful land here. So we're going to start our meditation. We have no music. Our roosters and this beautiful waterfall behind me and the ocean will be our sound today. So start to gently come back into the body. And you're going to find that direct spine. And today we're going to I'm trying to tap into what they want us to do today. And gently start to take those deep breaths down to the belly. Trying to think if they want me to do Shumanati. We'll see. We'll see where we go. letting go of all the sounds around you, right? Focusing on the sensations within the body. You can gently place your hands beside you on if you're sitting up, on your thighs, if you want one in the heart and the belly. And just start to focus on this. Shutting down the mind. And I like to focus on the senses. So just noticing the sensation of the mouth. What it feels like, observing. And moving to the sensation of the nose. And what does the nose feel like as you breathe in and breathe out? Does the air feel clear as it goes through that nasal passageway all the way down to the belly? Does it feel clear? Do you feel a blockage anywhere as it moves down, perhaps in the throat? If not, just keep focusing on that breath. And moving to the ears and just noticing the sounds around you. There may be stillness, there may be chatter from your kids, co-workers, and just observing without judgment. And they're saying that's the key. Just experiencing without judgment. Letting it all in. Thank you. And they're saying today too also we're going to use the heart. That is a sense, right? We're going to hear and feel the heart as a sense. So bring your attention to the heart. And just noticing, what does the heart feel like today? Observing, does it feel, and there's no judgment. It can feel, letting it feel the way that it feels in this moment. Does it feel heavy? Does it feel light? Does it feel open? Does it feel closed? Does it feel almost like shutters being open and closed, open and closed? What does the heart, the sense of the heart feel like today? And just bringing attention to that area. By bringing attention to the area, it starts to open up gently. And just with your breath, noticing that heart in this moment. Letting yourself feel. Letting the shoulders melt. Letting yourself melt onto your seat, onto your couch, wherever you're at in this moment. Letting all the little muscles in the body start to relax, start to sink deeper and deeper into relaxation. And the deeper you go, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the deeper you'll go. And just noticing, remember, in the last meditation, how they showed us when there's sound around, how that is adding to your practice. How easy it is to drop into this space when there's stillness, and it's the perfect environment in Maui, right? But we can't all be there, but we can create that space. We can bring that space with us. So whether there's noise around, I just noticed our hot tub, which I am sitting next to, just went off and the bubbles are going off. That is the perfect timing, just using the sound around you to actually take you deeper and deeper into relaxation. So as I'm listening to the bubbles in this hot tub, it's just reminding me of just like the bubbles and almost like the fountain within the heart. So almost imagining the heart opening up and almost this energy, this love from the heart bubbling up and allowing it to go throughout the whole body, through the shoulders, down the arms, down the legs, rising up to the third eye, to the crown. And just noticing for a second, letting that, it's almost as a babbling brook, move throughout the whole body. And just noticing what areas that babbling brook goes to. What areas need a little bit of love, a little bit more attention. Letting yourself feel. Letting yourself feel those areas in the body. Letting yourself feel the whole body. This vessel that holds your light. Right, I was reminded yesterday that you only get one. You only get one body. And even though this is a meat suit, I think we change that wording, right? This temple. How are you treating this temple, this beautiful sacred temple that holds your light? So taking a moment to just feel where that energy goes. Letting it spider out throughout the limbs. To the very tip of the toes and the fingertips. Those areas that we sometimes don't pay any attention to, right? Sometimes we're so focused on the chakras, really focusing on all the nadis today as well. The circuitry within our body, the nervous system, the blood vessels, all of those pathways that are within the body. And visualizing that babbling brook from the heart of gold light. Perhaps it's another color for you. Just bubbling out, moving throughout those areas. And just noticing those areas. Noticing the body and how it feels when you love it, when you tend to it, when you care for it. Noticing how good and relaxed and thankful the body feels in this moment. In this moment, nothing matters other than your temple, your vessel. Just showing it gratitude, showing it love. I'm giving you a couple of minutes to just be with your body, to feel, to experience, to be with yourself. That's sometimes one of the hardest things, is to be with ourselves. And when we ask why, right? Why? Why are we uncomfortable with solitude? Why are we uncomfortable with silence? Why are we always trying to fill in the space with noise, with people, with things? And this when you should be your favorite person. It's not ego or cockiness to love yourself. And sometimes as children, we're not really taught. We're not really taught to love ourselves, to truly love ourselves, right? And perhaps we were, and that's fantastic. But if you weren't, it's probably because your parents were also not taught to love themselves. And it's that chain that you get to break if you decide to. Just taking a couple of minutes to just be with you, to allow any emotions, anything that rises up to rise up, to breathe through it, to see it, to feel it. As uncomfortable as that feels, as uncomfortable as you just want to pop out of this meditation, I encourage you to just sit with yourself for a moment and allow. Notice what comes up for you. Know that in this moment you are supported, as we call in your team in spirit, your I am presence to be here with you now. Your guides, angels, spirit animals, ancestors, light beings, those that are here for your highest good and the good of humanity. So as you start to feel those emotions and those things come up, know that you are supported. You may feel energy around you. You may just feel this warmth and support. Just know that you are, even when you are alone with yourself, you are never truly alone. And letting yourself just be. Don't forget to breathe. And gently start to come back to your body, maybe by gently touching your body, right? Caressing your arms, your thighs, your fingers. And gently start to move back. I don't know what this looks like right now. It's so bright here. And start to come back. I'm just thanking this body, this vessel, right? And taking a moment to just notice how you can treat this body, this vessel better, right? Sometimes we overwork it, sometimes we don't nourish it the way that we're supposed to, or move it, and sometimes we over move it. We starve it. We don't give it what it needs, what it wants. And sometimes it has nothing to do with food. Sometimes it's the nourishment of physical touch, of hugs. Oh, the touch is so powerful, guys, right? And they're just showing me, like, what do we do when there's babies and they're crying, right? We hug them, we cradle them, we pat their backs. We let them know through touch, like, you I'm here. I'm you are supported. You are not alone. And at some point, we stop giving that to ourselves. We stop allowing ourselves to receive the same thing. That physical touch is so important, right? I am like a koala. Everywhere I go, I'm like, right? And sometimes make people feel uncomfortable, but my body needs this. My soul needs that love. So just thinking today. So as you go throughout the day today, being present, remember with those words, being present with what's coming out from your throat chakra, from your power box right here, right? Am I throwing swords, or am I providing love through words? Am I encouraging, or am I breaking down? And sitting with that. And if there's any swords you'd like to retract and pull back, having the courage to do so. And then also asking yourself, like, in your body, like, what do I need today? And letting yourself be touched, be nurtured, be loved. Oh, Ozzy, thank you. Ozzy says, I give the best hugs. I give uncomfortably long hugs, guys. So just be prepared if you are ever if you're ever around me and I'm going in for a hug, it's probably going to be very long. Yeah, I usually won't let go until the other person starts to squirm. I take it all in. Thank you, Ozzy. Hi, Beth. Oh, I love you. Can't wait to catch up. Hi, friend. Hi, Joe. Oh, my love is on here, baby. I love you. Can't wait to see you and the boys. You've been in my heart every day. Man, and it's so important, like, as you take care of yourself, like, you start to be a better human for those around you, you know. And I don't do it for the people around me, but it just naturally happens. And I think that's the difference. Like, we're constantly trying to be better for others, right? And if we reshift that focus and we want to be better for ourselves, and we start to be better for ourselves, we are naturally start to be a better human for those around us. It's never about the other person. It's always about us. And so, you know, as I work on me, I'm hoping to be, you know, a better wife, a better partner, a better mother, sister, daughter. And you start to see the shift. You start to notice when you're stepping into situations that may have been very stressful for you or very guarded. You start to walk in with an open heart. And when you do that, it completely shifts and changes the whole situation, the people, the whole environment that you're in. You have the power to shift the environment that you're in, right? I had the opportunity to do that before retreat. When I missed my flight, I got to spend time with my parents, but that is a whole nother story. I think I already have been on for a while. Yes. So I will let you guys go. I'm like 5 hours behind and getting ready to go have breakfast with my amazing circle of women that I'm spending time with here in Maui. So just some housekeeping. Look in the website. There's definitely some amazing things happening in Kansas City. There's so many amazing things that are about to happen because I feel I'm going to bring a piece of Maui back with me. And there's just been some really beautiful magic I can't wait to share back with you. But we have a circle on the 15th to start Hispanic Heritage Month. That's going to be really powerful. You're going to have 3 amazing healers in Kansas City, and I'm definitely throwing myself in that, but it's going to be myself and then Lauren Gonzalez, who, as we know, is Moon Body Spirit, and we all know this magical butterfly is going to I'm not going to give you too much because she's going to bring so much magic, but she's going to really bring movement into the circle. I will go ahead and do cacao. And then we have Noelle, who is also another amazing healer in town that will be doing this. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I have not experienced it yet, so I'm really excited. It's something that I've been wanting to experience for a long time, and I definitely don't want to do a disservice by trying to explain what it is when I don't know. And that's another thing, right? We always feel like we have to answer questions and kind of talk out of our behinds. I don't know. I know that it's a blessing and it's something that it's been in the Mexican culture for a really long time. And it's a way of clearing through this egg. But I don't know enough to give you information. So you'll have to come and try it out. And so this circle is $111. And usually when I rise up my circles are usually about 80, but when I, rise up the price, it's because it's going to a nonprofit. So we're going to share some of the funds with the Latino Arts Foundation, who is also going to have a really beautiful event on September 17th to start the Hispanic Heritage Month outside of El Centro. in Kansas City, and there's more information about that on my website. I'll provide more information, and there's going to be a lot of vendors and family friendly. Come and learn about all of the different Latin cultures and all of the different people represented in Kansas City, and it's going to be really beautiful. It's my first time working with Deanna and the Latino Arts Foundation, and I'm so honored and excited to be a part of it. So many things coming up. Then next month there'll be the retreat that we talked about, Sedona. I have been off of my email and messages, so I think last time I checked we still had 2 tickets. I don't know what that is. Maybe there's one. We may be sold out. But if you are being called to dig deeper, if you are being called to be in circle with other powerful women that are ready to peel back those layers and to do the work. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, who joined from Heart Connection? This is powerful work, guys. And like I say, it's like seminars, workshops, retreats are so powerful because you are this immersive experience. You are letting go of the outside world, and you have to really look at your stuff, and you are supported while you do that. It's so hard to do that by yourself at times. And when you have that support around you, you can go deeper and deeper with that support. So, whether you do it through me, I know a ton of amazing healers, a ton of amazing people that do workshops and seminars. I see like Heart Connection. That's the one I went to last month, and it was powerful. It really allowed me to, I had to do the work there to be able to now do the work that I'm doing in Maui. There's no way that I would be able to do what I'm doing in Maui if I hadn't set that precedent with what I did in Heart Connection. So there are so many things available to you guys. So if you can't make it to Sedona, or that doesn't resonate with you, please reach out. There are so many different people that I can refer you to. We have an abundance in support, especially in Kansas City. So I love you all. Have an amazing day. So remember today, be present, be mindful of the words that are coming out of your mouth today, if they are loving or if they're swords, and talking to your body and what it needs today. So I love you all. The sword totally needed the talks. Yes, Ozzy. Thank you. Meditation was fantastic. Luckily, I could catch the live session on my day off, sitting on my porch and enjoying your live. Oh, thank you, Ozzy. Yes, for those that can't catch it live, I didn't post it. I'm telling you, I tried to do this live the other day, and my guys were like, absolutely not. And it's because I had to learn and experience the things that I brought forth today, right? There's no talking out of the behind. I had the things that I shared, it's because I've done or I have experienced them myself. It's definitely through through experiencing them. They are not from a book. They're not from the teachings of, these are the Alex Chronicles. So thank you. I love you all. Have an amazing day, and I cannot wait to see you soon, baby. I love you.